All right, chat. Kiki-Jiki here. Oh, I forgot to get a meatball Kiki. What a punt. Anywho, Kiki-Jiki, 2/2 with haste, creates a token copy of something, creates token copies of Restoration Angel, an unlimited number of token copies of Restoration Angel. These two together make a bunch of 3/4 friends and kill our opponent. We got Chord of Calling here to tutor them up, and then we're just kind of this creature value deck. We've got Birds of Paradise, Goose, and Utopia Sprawl to ramp. We got Wall of Blossoms and Wall of Omens to draw cards and blink with Restoration Angel. We've got Skyclave Apparition as a little bit of interaction. We got the new card Solitude here, which is kind of a free spell. You can evoke it by exiling a white card from your hand to exile something. We've got Seasoned Pyromancer here. That lets us get some card selection. We've got Stoneforge Mystic to pair with Finding Batterskull to gain some life. And we got some copies of Ephemerate to blink all the things together. We're also obviously an 80-card Yorion deck because why not? So let's go ahead and dive on into a league with this one and see how it goes. To set a low bar, it has to go better than the deck we played before it. Thanks for the 28 months, Vorn Smith. Welcome back. So viewer list? No. This was me going through all of the cards and finding Kiki cards that looked reasonable. Kiki Chord Master. Let's go with Kiki Chord has been. Birthing pod should definitely be legal in this format. The fact that it's not is pretty comical. We do have some bullets in here. We've got a Magus of the Moon. We've got a Scavenging Ooze. We've got an Eidolon of Rhetoric. We got an Eternal Witness. The blue-red as foretold deck will not be making it to YouTube. It was a colossal waste of time. Imperial Recruiter and Felidar Guardian are a different deck. You want to be, in my experience playing Kiki Chord over the years, if you want to be all in on racing to your combo, you should play Storm. You shouldn't play this deck. The appeal of playing this archetype specifically resides in the fact that you are a value mid-range creature deck that also has a combo kill sometimes. So, the thing about Stoneforge Mystic and having only one equipment, you can pitch extra copies of Stoneforge Mystic to Solitude, and you can discard extra copies of Stoneforge Mystic to Seasoned Pyromancer. So we've got other things to do with excess Stoneforge Mystics. It's been 22 months, Mr. Wilson. Welcome back. I'd like to reveal the Sky Noodle, please. Sure. My opponent also revealed a Sky Noodle. I think Recruiter is much worse than Chord of Calling, yes. I think if I wanted more tutors, I would play Eldritch Evolution, but I'm not even playing Eldritch Evolution, so I'm not really sure why I would want that effect. Okay, so not a mirror. They're playing black-white value stuff. Man, what land am I getting here? Is that one? I might be wrong. I might be right to get a green source. Once I have Chord in hand. Hey, Cactus, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. This lets me cast both Pyromancer and Skyclave Apparition if I draw them, though. Yeah, they could be a Soul Herder deck on the other side. Could just be a straight black-white deck. Almost assuredly, they're an Ephemerate deck with their Yorion. Maybe I'm supposed to do this sooner because they have Aetherbow going to 2, so I get like Tide Hollow Scullered in response to my activation and get punished. Yeah, probably supposed to just sorcery speed this. Yeah, I think the Naya Magecraft deck we played yesterday is my favorite Arcanist deck I've played so far. And do this in response, I think, just in case there's something weird coming off of this. Yeah, opponent could have really punished me here, huh? We're not getting Ephemerated in response, so we got that going for us. Yeah, the new 7-mana equipment is just much worse than Batterskull in a lot of situations. Your Batterskull token. Yep. Your Batterskull token is frequently going to die. Your Stoneforge is frequently going to die, and Batterskull's much more castable. And your Batterskull picks itself back up and makes more tokens. Okay. Chat, there's an overlay right here. Look at that. So you look, there's a Birds of Paradise, there's a Phyrexian Germ, there's a Tide Hollow Sculler. I don't know what you kids want. Would you like to trade Germs, opponent? I don't have anything else to do with my mana this turn, so if you'd like to trade Germs, that's fine with me. I wouldn't run a sword. That's why I'm not playing any swords. This isn't a viewer submitted list, chat. This was me looking through the details and deciding what I wanted to play. It is a tireless pilgrim versus the multiverse shirt, and you can get your own while supporting the content of that by checking out ColeEssenceApparel.com. You can save 10% on your orders there using code Hooglandia. Their stuff is great. Good quality products, sweet, funny memes. Maybe I should have just drawn the noodle there. Maybe drawing noodle was the appropriate play. The shirt's 100% cotton. All the details about the shirts are on their website. I don't know the detail on that offhand. That specific detail offhand. Thanks for the 29 months, Chris. Welcome back. Would really like to draw our Swords to Plowshares creature. Yeah, I mean this is why I didn't draw Yorion, because I planned to do this. And do this now so they can't draw two mana Tide Hollow Scholar, like blink this or something and get us. How expensive it is to rent stuff on Moto depends on what range of stuff you want to be able to rent. Like, for example, this deck that we're currently playing costs 800 some dollars to buy outright. So if you wanted to rent this deck, you would need to have a rental thing from whatever service allows you to rent, up to $1,000 worth of cards at a time. Opponent Scry 2. One on top, one on bottom. The Magic Online economy is done. Silly plebeian precipice, you just can't appreciate the intricacies of investing while you play your digital cardboard. You want to just take your money and throw it in some digital hole where you'll never get your investment back? I am a connoisseur. This is screw my 401k. I have a Magic Online portfolio. What's going on, IB Not Sane? Thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. My opponent's like taking a lot of game action, but it doesn't feel like they've actually accomplished very much, huh? They're just kind of like spinning their tires. MTGO is the new cryptocurrency. I mean, you could argue MTGO is the OG cryptocurrency. Am I playing Noodle here? Nah, probably not. There you go. Yeah, Solitude would put our opponent in the ground. We'd literally combo kill them, right? We'd like Solitude, get our Chord, blink Solitude, get our Restoration Angel, and be set up to go. So I'm gonna ephemerate this because ephemerating it stops this trigger from happening, which means they don't get to put anything in the bin. Otherwise, they'd get to process one of these, and then I could no longer draw Solitude. This card's gonna be real sweet when it comes to historic. Works really well with things like Elite Spellbinder, for example. Man, where's a Seasoned Pyromancer or any of our payoffs? Skyclave Apparition, Solitude. We've had so many good draws throughout the course here. And another land. Nah, I think Aether Vial will be fun in Historic. What's going on, Johnny? Thanks for the 5 months. He did break 1,000 people here, speaking of folks watching people play Modern. 1,156. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out for some Boomer Magic this morning. Sword of Fire and Nice. Yikes. We are winning 31-19. All right, they drew Sky Noodle. Oh, geez. They're going to get to noodle. Well, I guess if they noodle the Scullers, I get my flash cards back though, right? So that's probably not good for them. Sweet. Speaking of not good for them. Oh, they do have Vial on 5, which is cute. But like again, even if they Yorion this, I still get my thing back, right? They can, yeah, but Yorion doesn't put things back into play till end of turn, chat. What's going on, Dan Confidant? Okay, so their charming princes are happening at end of turn. I think I'm probably dead at this point, huh? Like I don't know how we beat them looping the Yorion of return, right? I don't have anything in Exile right now, but they're going to put a Tide Hollow Sculler back into play chat and exile another card from my hand, and then they're going to get to blink it with Prince, and they're going to get to blink their Yorion with the other Prince. So I think not even think, I messed up here. I should have, because their vial was on 5, I should have gotten my Chord of Calling back, and then I could have courted for Solitude to exile the Yorion here. Chat, they have 2 princes, chat. Bring in some extra pieces of real here. The Apparition doesn't exile Yorion. It's not how magic works. Honestly, I wonder if Stoneforge Mystics, some number of them come out here. Probably. Batterskull doesn't seem very good. Scavenging Ooze doesn't seem particularly useful either, though. We'll leave 3 Stoneforge in. None of the rest of these cards seem very exciting. I guess Veil of Summer technically stops a Tide Hollow Sculler. Does seem good enough. 3 mana Teferi and Blood Moon, chat. We've got some hateful cards on the board. How's the spreadsheet been this morning? Very quiet. Very quiet. We're playing spreadsheets. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have conceded that game, chat. My opponent's down 3 minutes on clock. I just kind of assumed we were down on clock. I should probably just never assume that, huh? People just play Moto at a glacial pace. Probably just always assume my opponent has less time than me. Yeah, people play Moto really slowly. Like you think your arena opponents are slow? Moto is much slower. Yeah, I probably could have dealt another 5 to 6 minutes of clock damage that last game if I had tried. You're never done. Like I just kind of assumed it had been a while since I played Moto, and I assumed that like my opponents had probably played a lot more than me recently, and they'd be ahead. But yeah. Yeah, Moto clocks are actually shorter than Magic Arena clocks for some reason. Sure, you've Ashiok. Got me. Ooh, look at that. We found a friend. Red, white, blue, this one. Yep, not gonna crack the fetch, just gonna play it out. Their Ashiok would be so much better if you take it by Imperial suggestion. You're not wrong. Oh, Field of Rune is a reason to fetch basics for my Utopia Sprawl, is a good thought. Notable here that Ashiok does not stop me from searching on their effects here. So I do still get to get a land here. My opponent's done a whole lot of nothing this game, so the good news is my opponent's probably going to lose this game fast enough that it doesn't matter that I conceded game one. Make a bunch of mana, Helix this. Rude Asura, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people. You can send that to every single month. Thanks for sending it this way this month. Take 4, draw my noodle. Go. Oh, I guess I could have guessed this too. The fetch land doesn't work while Ashiok's in play. For people wondering why I Helix instead of fetching, Ashiok turns the fetch off. Omnath is silly, chat. This card might be good. This card might be good. Value. I was unable to get cards from MTGO traders to play the black-white deck. So if they're still out of stock when I go to look later today, we might only do 2 Moto decks. Not a whole lot I can do about that. If I can't get cards, I can't get cards. I'm keeping this. But backup deck in mind if I can't get that deck. No, I'm going to start my variety segment early if I can't get cards. I don't have a third deck built. Sword of Fire and Nice. Yep. Helix is a nice draw, speaking of. I'm going to go ahead and crack this fetch land right now, as opposed to using the Temple Garden, because my opponent showed Ashiok last game, and I'd prefer to not get locked out of searching next turn. It's for the follow, Davis. Spellbinder resolves. It is Moon Boots. I'm going to take like Seasoned Pyromancer here. It's the card I want to play next turn. Yeah, Spellbinder would affect the evoke cost. So evoked is an alternative casting cost, so I could exile a white card plus pay 2 mana to evoke this. The opponent playing a historic deck in Modern. No, they have Aether Vial and Stoneforge Mystic and Tide Hollow Sculler. They have a bunch of things. Hmm. I'm gonna draw a noodle here. So I assume we're gonna lose Solitude or Skyclave Apparition here. And those are my cards that can get rid of this. Sounds good, Jazz. We're going to be starting Control this afternoon for the variety segment. Pioneer was an unfortunate mix of things. I definitely don't think Pioneer was entirely WotC's fault. There was some format management issues with it, but it's definitely in part, the pandemic's in part to blame for. The pandemic is definitely in part to blame for what happened to Pioneer. Am I bidding here? I think it's like Solitude plus Chord. This here. I have triple green already. I have triple green, I have double white, I have double red, I have blue. Doesn't really matter. Ooh, that's a good thought. Maybe we want third red in case we draw Kiki-Jiki naturally. Yeah, I can see that. We'll see if they ban the Spellbinder card or the Tide Hollow Scalar card. Spellbinder card it is. Or Tide Hollow Scalar card it is, I should say. I think I'm just passing. Yeah, that's the interaction our opponent's deck is basically built around. Is that right there? They've not mentioned Pioneer Remastered, but they also just don't communicate in advance what their plans are for things, really. What 4-drops do we have in this deck? We have Restoration Angel and we have Omnath. Which Omnath might actually be the play here. Because it draws a card and then it can start gaining us some life to stabilize. I think Omnath's the play. Oh, is Angel into Chord lethal? Yeah, I think you're right. It's been a while. I'd like the record to reflect that if I had Angeled into Chord, my turn would be way less sweet this turn, though. This is still lethal? I don't actually know. I mean, it's lethal in the sense that my opponent probably can't win the game anymore. Ooh, third white or blue would have let me hold up this as well. Oh, wait, I can blink this, right? Sick. Okay. Okay, so all of these come back. Choose white. Attached to here. Restoration Angel. Blinks Omnath. So we draw 2 cards. Value. I would like the record to reflect. We definitely. Well, actually, to actually chat for a minute, I've drawn this Solitude card here, which my opponent could also have. So the fact that my opponent could have had a free Swords to Plowshares, I think that actually means I was supposed to take the value line here. Yes, drawing cards was the optimal play. Yes. Going on, Billy Boy. Thank you for the 35 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You love to see it, chat. Okay, so I'm a cast. I'm gonna cast Solitude, exile this. And then this will target this. And then we'll ephemerate this in response. Which will let me, yeah. Yeah. Is it good for you, opponent? Welcome to the circus of value. Oh yeah, empty that mana pool. You do it. You empty it good. All right, and then everything comes back. And then, sure, we'll choose white here, and we'll put this on here. And then Restoration Angel. Do I even want to blink the Yorion here? No, because I have the thing coming back next turn, right? So we'll blink the Solitude, and the Solitude will plow this, and then we'll plow another one. Yes. Exile you. Mm. All right, well, that was delicious. Rebound. I'm on the rebound, chat. So what's the right play here? Who do we blink? Who do we blink, chat? Is it Yorion? I think it's Yorion. I don't know that blinking Yorion's the optimal play, but it's the sweet play. The content play is blink the Yorion. All right, chat. Maybe we can play Modern sometimes, just a little bit as a treat. Up to. Goodbye, friends. I will leave Bird there. McPatches, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. It's a chat. The opponent's just enjoying the show. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! They're gonna process one of my boys, chat. Oh no! Oh no! What a monster! What a monster! Oh no! Don't exile! Don't put my friends into the graveyard! Don't do it. Have a heart. It's fine. It's fine, chat. Look at all this value waiting to come back into play. We can lose one piece of value. It's sad, but we'll still win the game. They got rid of my Solitude. Is it Eldrazi Winter asking the real questions? All right, I should probably start attacking rather than blinking things so much, huh? All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out spaces. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I think I'm just drawing a card with Resto here. I think we just try and get the game over with next turn. Sad as it is to say, we'll stop. We'll cut the circus of value short. It is a travesty, but I think it's the optimal play. All right, so we'll do this. I think we just exile their things, right? Because I have what's it called? I have a Path to Exile here as well. We'll crack this fetch, grab this. This can be tapped. This gives us 4 mana. So I can make friends with this. I can close some of these. All right, so am I pathing proactively here, or are we just smashing? I think we're smashing because they might try and equip this. If we win this match, does it allow us to assert dominance as the superior noodle deck, chat? This is game 3 of match 1, yep. I was unable to get cards for black-white. Modern Horizons 2 cards are out of stock. We might not be able to play that today. They do suddenly have more time on clock than we do. We spent a lot of time generating value. Yeah, this could easily be a 3-hour league for 5 matches. How can cards be out of stock? Well, the people that provide me with cards are out of stock on them. Oh. Got my Restoration Angel. You got her. Goodbye, friend. Look at that. Undefeated, chat. Victory. That felt good. Omnath is silly. He is a silly Billy, chat. Gained us a lot of life, made some mana, drew some cards. It really did do all the things. Omnath is quite the card. I would be surprised if we Kiki combo more than twice in 5 matches. You win. For people that didn't play this deck back in the day, it was not a deck that won via Kiki combo. It was a deck that won by doing that, grinding people out. The idea that a digital product can go out of stock sounds like an onion headline. Yeah, basically. Why do we play 4 Stoneforge Mystic with a single Battle Skull? Well, 1, we're playing an 80 card deck. 2, I have Seasoned Pyromancer to discard extra Stoneforges too, and you can pitch Stoneforge Mystic to Solitude, chat. Just justify whatever you want by pitching it to Evoke. Yeah, we can play that card. It pitches to Solitude in a pinch. See, that's why you're playing a bad card like Restoration Angel. Don't you listen to him, Restoration Angel. You're a beautiful, powerful card to me. I love you, Restoration Angel. Precipic's a bad man. Don't you listen to Precipic. You're wonderful in my eyes. Don't you shit talk my girl. All right, how are we fetching, chat? How are we fetching? Jeskai Triome into 2 Greenland. The Jeskai Triome's been real sweet to fetch up so far. Fixes. Listen, speaking as someone who once registered Murmuring Bosk in Modern, these Triomes are a solid upgrade. What's going on, Honeywell? Thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What even is the Serum Visions? I like that the artwork on the Serum Visions represents visually how we feel about Magic Online most of the time. What tree folk? None. We literally played Murmuring Bosk as a tapped Abzan land to fetch up. The Abzan tapped land didn't exist, you magic zoomer. Stupid magic zoomers and their why would you play Murmuring Bosk over a Triumph? Didn't exist. Murmuring Bosk was the best we had. Don't judge me. Kids these days, chat. We were just working with the tools we had. My poor stony girl, chat. These kids today and their Triomes. We used to have to walk up the hill in the snow both ways to get our tri-lands that were fetchable. Alright, so with Chord of Calling drawn, I think we fetch up Temple Garden here, and we just do the old Eternal Witness draw fetch land. Oh, they're the prowess deck. Right. Got it. Alright, so I really want to draw a white card so we can Solitude them. Mm-hmm. This might be a game where we just like wait and cast Solitude for 5 mana. We'll see how big this Stormwing gets. I may or may not want to pitch Resto. Dad Confidant, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. I could pitch Ephemerate and Resto the Solitude. Yeah, that's the line. That's definitely the line. Just Forest? I think it's just Forest. So evoke, when you evoke a card, you have to sacrifice it. But if we blink it, we get to keep it. So now I exile both of their things and I end up with 6 power. That's kind of gas. I'm one short of courting for Kiki-Jiki here. But we can just cast Battered Skull and then attack for 6. This thing lifelinks too. So it gains us 3. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, R-Large. Listen, I don't know if we're going to play Modern consistently again, but we might start playing Kiki Chord consistently again. We might have to do like, maybe we'll have like a weekly Kiki Chord league. Thanks for the entire year, Azure. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We do theoretically have a combo next turn. Freaky Kiki Friday. As your brand advocate, I'm gonna need you to attend some SCG events with this. It'll be interesting to see when the paper magic stuff comes back. Okay, I mean, if they don't have a force negation next turn, we get to get them, right? Well, they could have Bolt plus Lava Dart flashback to kill Resto. Nope, we're just killing Solitude. Oh, they have double Lava Dart flashback in their bin here. Oh, but they're doing it aggressively. Okay, so they're dead to the combo next turn then? So their hand has to be force blue card. And even if it is force blue card, we're like still in an okay spot, right? Do 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 do. Alright, so Path to Exile in, Lightning Helix in, Magus of the Moon out. How has Modern felt? Kiki Chords felt great. Believe it or not, I'm enjoying playing Kiki Chord. What are my other two trims here? Is it like, is it silly? Is it crazy? It's like cut the Stoneforge Mystics? What if I like trim 2 Stoneforges? They're gonna die frequently, right? Like the odds of like Stoneforge putting Batterskull into play is like super low. Oh, should I just cut Birds of Paradise against the Lava Dart deck? That's probably the line. It's probably Birds versus Lava Dart. Yeah, that's probably the cut. Then I find 2 other cards to bring in. Bring in like the Night of Autumn and like a cheeky Veil of Summer. This will probably cantrip worst case. Veil of Summer is legal in this format, champ. Oh, Modern. EDF off of the new Evoke creatures. That's adorable. I don't know if that's quite powerful enough for this format, but definitely sounds cute. Sugar, we're going down. Let's run this deck. 29 lands in here. I started with someone else's deck list. We're probably light on lands, huh? What's 29? What's 29 out of 80? Damn it. 36? Good side. good chance we're going to take game 3 on the play. Gonna get a couple of draws here. Skyclave's like decent here. Begs a lot of their threats. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Them. Oh, they're probably Manamorphosing into turn 2. Turn 2 Stormwing. Yeah. Thanks. That is not one we can Skyclave. This card is very silly, chat. Yeah, if we peel a Solitude, we got a good shot. This is the last modern deck today, maybe. Depends on if I can get cards for the black-white deck. That was the first modern deck. Awful. Will not be posting it to YouTube. to 12 in Volcano. Thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel this morning. That was the first modern deck. It was blue-red as foretold. It was a deck once upon a time in a former life we had played a couple of times. It just wasn't good. It's just us getting run over a whole bunch. Okay, so if I don't, in a world where I don't die next turn, we can draw Solitude and do Solitude plus Resto, but outside of that, I think we're done here. The one thing, the last time I had played this archetype Kiki card, and this was forever ago, one of my conclusions had actually been that I really didn't like Stoneforge Mystic in the deck. And so far today, the card's not seemed particularly impressive. So that's something I want to think about as we play through. Is the Stoneforge Mystic worth its slot, or should it be something else? When do you think you'll play the black-white deck if it's not available? Probably not till next week. I already have my schedule done for the rest of this week. Hopefully they'll have stuff in stock. But like, it would literally cost me more than your $75 donation to get the cards that I need to play it. Griefs are like $30 a pop, and Dothries are 15. Keep fetching that Jeskai Triome. Love it. Public changed the icon for their app and it's not different than your banner. Yikes. I guess this card's a little bit of a non-bow with this. Probably fine. Definitely going to be good in this matchup still. Kiki card's been sweet. Yep, your lightning bolt killed my wall. You got me. So like fetch mountain, cast Seasoned Pyromancer. And I think I'm going to go ahead and ditch Ooze plus Goose here. Get some token friends. Nice. Thanks for the 29 months, Lumbering Falls. Welcome back. It's just logistically too much of a hassle lost in space. I also don't have, like, it requires me to, like, break out the credit card and put a bunch of money into Magic Online to start. Okay, so what if I Solitude Ephemerate and then Eidolon of Rhetoric afterwards? We can pitch this Night of Autumn. I think we're getting rid of the Sprite Dragon because I can't block them. Eidolon will lock me out of casting a second spell next turn, but I think that's fine. It's the Eidolon is like much better against them than us. All right, and then who do I want to try and cast this on? It's probably Seasoned Pyromancer, right? P-dubs, where's Super Bands? Thanks for the prime, I appreciate that. I would bet whatever we're targeting here is dying, and I think I'd rather Pyromancer die than Solitude, because that way if I draw a land, I can exile the Pyromancer and make some tokens. And if they just let this happen, I get to go ahead and draw two, which would be great. But yeah, it's dying. That doesn't surprise me. And then they can't play another card this turn now because of Eidolon, and we can't either, but now I can attack Solitude into this. Which is nice. Ooh, with that draw, I don't want to do that. Now we'll just pass. It actually doesn't matter, Manu. Yeah, your playmat has does custom sleeves. No, thank you for checking out the sponsor. They're good stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna attack with this now. If they try and prowess their thing, I get to ephemerate them and exile their thing. And if they don't do it, I get to gain 3 life. Eidolon really restricts their sequencing here. Yeah, so like they're gonna try and prowess here, and then I'll blink it. Got it. And then they're locked out of casting a creature next turn. Oh my gosh! I just have this Yorion just like sitting here in exile. Yeah, I should have drawn the Yorion shit. It's fine. This whole game has just been like an embarrassment of whatever. This whole set has just been like me punting constantly and winning anyways. Yeah, Solitude's been great in both the matches we played so far. Stoneforge Mystic, still looking kind of mediocre. Want to think about what else I could do with those slots. Solitude's been impressive. Charming Prince. Not that I want to play a bad card. Fourth Wall of Omens. Fourth Wall of Omens is probably good. Yeah, I'm not sure that Prince is modern playable. Yeah, an extra land could be reasonable. I think we're definitely like 1 to 2 lands light. Playing a couple of lands that cycle, like Horizon, playing a couple of Canopy lands is probably a good idea. People hate playing. I did the typical thing where I started with someone else's deck list, but I forgot to add mana to it. Normally I add lands when I take decks from people, and I didn't do it this time. I think that was a mistake. I don't know that we want 4 more lands, but like probably 2 more. 2 canopies sounds reasonable. In fact, Infect is tough. I don't think Infect's a terrible matchup for this deck. I mean, in general, Prince doesn't really seem like a power level card that's an appropriate power level for this format. All right, so we'll do this, and I think I'm ditching these two. Gives us some chump blockers, which is nice here too. And then ideally, we just hit untapped land next turn and resto the Pyromancer into Kiki the following turn. It might have been right to keep the Goose so that way. It might have been right to keep the Goose so that way I could cast that next turn in the event that we missed on a land like this. Land, please. Ooh. Huh. We do this in pass, right? I guess this attack is free. No, yeah. If they're using the elf is good for us. So my plan here is they'll attack. We'll block with Birds of Paradise. Just in case this goes sideways. Exile target creatures, put 2 Chime counters on it, it gains suspend. Weird. Okay, so they should have waited. They should have waited for. They should have waited for me to target. Because now I get to exile something else. Oh yeah, that doesn't work either, right? Because you can't cast a land. Yeah, opponent's about to learn how their new card works. Man, do I want 4 Ephemerates? I probably want 4 Ephemerates, huh? Ephemerate Solitude has just been absolutely disgusting. They're dead to a land? Yeah, probably. Resto my swords to plowshares. Yes, please. Look at all of their friends in exile, chat. They're in exile together. Do, 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 do. Oh, there are some Horizon lands in here. Do, 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 do. Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Do, do, do. Ba, do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ba, do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Ba, do, 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 do. You'd bet Ephemerate plus Solitude is better. I agree, Brad. Modern tends to be a very creature-centric format, and being able to impact the board is big. All right, so Path and a couple of Helixes come in. Scavenging Ooze comes out. Knight comes in. Oh, this is a Teferi Time Raveler matchup, isn't it? Isn't it, chat? I think it's a Teferi Time Raveler matchup. I'm the bad man. Probably Omnath out. Not really looking to generate value here. These are free, so they go down there. Teferi Time Runer. So I have 5 Stoneforge Mystic slots I'm unhappy with. I'm thinking like 4th Ephemerate, 4th Wall of Omens, 4th Restoration Angel, 1 to 2 lands. Or maybe like 1 land plus 1. Or maybe 1 land plus plus another bullet somewhere. Cause it's a sneeper keeper. Do 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 do. Actually, I want the bottom of lands here, I think. So this will gap me back up after we it still draws you cards, even if your hand is empty. You see this, chat? I'm about to end this player's whole career. Goodbye, friends. I'll do it again, I swear. why does it have flash? Asking the real questions. I mean, shh. I love flashy cards. There is a small chance that we had an above average turn one. I think our turn one might have been slightly above average. It is technically just a 3 for 3, but the tempo of it is the big deal, right? You're right. What we did wasn't card advantage, but modern, especially against matchups like Infect, are all about tempo. And the tempo we just generated there was quite absurd. Could die to this Blighted Agent. Ah, JK, LOL. JK, LOL. Nope, get it out of here. Man. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, got him. Land. Nailed it. Just like we drew it up. Cast red divination. Ooh, baby, baby. Baby, baby. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, chat. Clean 3-0 to start. It's modern, Brad. We could just die. We could just die, okay? Here, we're guaranteed 3-2, though. And I feel like I understand changes I want to make, so it feels like a successful league. All right, this is probably going to upset some number of the people at home, but we're going to play modern again after today. Today will not be the last day we play modern on stream. I'm not going to set a guarantee of how much we're going to do or not going to do. But we will definitely be doing Kiki Court again at the very least. I'm going to tentatively take more modern deck submissions. I'm going to be somewhat selective on them, but if you have money, I would love your money, and I would take another modern deck or two, I think. Deck definitely wants another land. No, I think Moto decks are going to be $100. I don't want to take a lot of Moto decks. I'm going to tentatively take Moto submissions for $100 or 10k bits. Thanks for the tier 2 insert wit. And part of that upcharge too is it cost me $10 to play a Moto deck in a league, so like it's like a $40 upcharge. But I think in a perfect world, I'd like to do 2 or 3 modern decks per week. 2 to 3 sounds like an okay number. All right, so we're getting Living Ended. We're getting Living Ended. Do I have anything This might just be our first getting modern. I don't know that we really have cards that are good against Living End here, huh? Because they're likely as foretold Living End, which means my Eidolons aren't useful. Endurance is okay. So the problem, well, Endurance stops them from. Oh, they are Shardless Agent. Okay, so Eidolon will play here then. We are dead this game. We are just dead here, but that does mean Eidolon will play. Oh, Teferi Time Raveler also plays against what they have going on too as well, right? Because they're cascading. Okay, so Magus of the Moon out. Stoneforge, Batterskull, again, just too slow. Containment Priest could be an okay Chord bullet. Yeah, maybe. That card is symmetrical, so it stops our future chords, but we only have 4 chords in 70 and 80 cards, so. Cascade is fun, so Teferi stops it. Thanks for the 14 months. Totally reasonable. Thank you for the 35 and the tier 3 Aura Talk. Welcome back. Containment Priest is good against the food deck too. Yeah, I like the idea of Containment Priest in the 75, in the 95 for sure. I gotta mulligan this, right? It just doesn't do anything. Like, that hand's like a fine keep in the dark, but we know what the matchup is. To keep this, I'm gonna bottom this. We're gonna race to courting for something useful. This deck is like a modern pop song, only 4 chords, but we'll grab Temple Garden and put Utopia Sprawl on red, so we have double red covered. Oh shit, no, I needed to put that on green, right? So I could double goose. I'm a big dumb. Big dumb, chat, big dumb. Yeah, if I would have put double goose into play here, I could have courted next turn, right? With the land draw. Well, I mean, rewarded, kinda. They do the thing turn 3 again, we're gonna get cut. I could just go cycle Living End here. Sanctifier and Vec. I don't know what that does. Is that all black or red cards from all graveyards? Eh, it doesn't seem super useful. That seems worse than endurance. I guess it's kind of cute against specifically dredge. Yep, and that's like, we played 3 really sweet matches in a row, but then like matches like that last one are ones that frequently happen in this format for people that aren't familiar, where your deck just like gets completely hosed and you don't play a game. You gotta take those alongside the good ones. Some things don't change. Is Goose the desired mana dork over Arbor? So I don't have that many actual forests in the deck, and Goose fixes colors for my kind of ambitious 4-color mana base. So there's been a few people working on this archetype, and they've all seemed to settle on Goose. And Goose has random upside against things like burn decks too, which is nice. We're on track for the 3-2 is exactly correct. Humans. All right. Aniver, thank you for the quarter of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, you're right that there's a lot of options, and we are playing Utopia Sprawl, which has some synergy with Arbor Elf for sure. We also don't ramp that much. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a world where Arbor Elf is the better extra one. I don't know that I really have a super strong opinion on it. Okay, so do we just Solitude here then? They should wait though, right? Because I want them to put a third thing into play so I can exile a third thing. I suppose they could technically Meddling Mage or Kite Sail freebooter me in response to Solitude going on the stack. I think I'm just supposed to exile. They're two things they have in play. Neither of these fetching Sacred Foundry feels super awkward. What land do I want? I don't think I have another Temple Garden. Yeah, the fact that these can't get second white is also super awkward here. We need to think about the mana base here. I wanted an extra land, an extra Temple Garden could be correct. Oh, I can just exile Thalia first and then not shock, right? Yeah, good call. Okay, and Batterskull isn't very good against Reflector Mage, so I'm going to exile the Stoneforge Mystic here. Misty can get the Triome, but that's slow. Yeah, that's true. This doesn't get the Triome either. Verdant might be worse than Arid Mesa. Like I said, I didn't think about the mana base in this at all. I copy and pasted the mana base. I changed a couple of the creature details a little bit. But the core of this was a random 5-0 list. As always, defer to people that have more experience than you. Mana bases are one of my personal strong suits. Ooh, we're gonna name Ephemerate. I mean, I assume this is naming Ephemerate, otherwise it's gonna get exiled by Solitude. Let's go ahead, Bandit. Mischat privileges and MH2 is a great time to come back. Keep being cool. Thanks for the quarter of a year, Erniver. I appreciate the prime. Excuse me? They named Skyclave Apparition? Did they forget Ephemerate is exiled? Do they have a second one? Are they cloning it? Looks like they just made an oopsie poopsie. I mean, if they were ghosting, they would have named Ephemerate, right? They would have heard me talk about how they should name Ephemerate. I can't eat file. This can't fetch an untapped white because my Temple Garden's in play because my mana base isn't great. The mana base has been fine. The mana base isn't perfect. We'll work on the mana base. I've got some my gears are turning, chat. I got some ideas for things I'd like to do different. Jack Rippers. Thanks for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is match 5, actually. If you blinked, we died on turn 3 to Living End twice. Hey, thanks for the sub gift, Bandit. Good afternoon. What do I take here? Let's start with this and see what we draw. Am I getting my Batterskull back, or am I exiling Aether Vial? Probably just getting my Batterskull back, huh? Attack with this and see what they do. I don't have an untapped white I can fetch, chat. For the people that are asking why I didn't put Batterskull into play this turn. Again, the same reason I didn't get rid of the Aether Vial earlier. Yeah, they're down to 1 card in hand, and they have 3 lands anyways, so Vial allows them to be a little bit tricky, but Batterskull races a little bit. I need to remember I have this idiot too here still. I need to pop this out so I stop forgetting about it. This thing has lifelink too? Like, gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, Solitude. I mean, like, so one of the things this deck always felt like it had an issue with was we always like struggled whether or not we wanted to play things like Path to Exile or Lightning Helix or stuff like that. And having this as a main deckable removal spell that's also kind of a threat is sweet. All right, they phantasmal imaged our Solitude here. We've courted for Omnath a few times. Omnath felt okay. 3 might be a little bit too many of him. It might be a 2 of that I want to just court for on occasion. Of your finest red sources, please, deck. Mr. Omnath, draw me a fetch. I would like one fetch land now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can court for 5. So let's attack with this. We could court for Solitude. I could also court for Resto and Blink Solitude, though. Technically, I should use the germ before it dies, but details. Have some life. Do you have 2 Kikis in the deck? We do not. Helix and Path in, Magus of the Moon, Eidolon of Rhetoric out. Yeah, traditionally speaking, playing to the board is better than attacking your opponent's hand. Is definitely the case. Why do opponents keep succeeding with greater than 20 life? Because the value train is pulling out of the station. Isn't Moon sometimes good with those units? Yeah, sometimes, but like also, Like my Moon also hurts my mana base. You just like you only play the Magus of the Moon because like Titan and Tron are real messed up. Magus fixes your mana for Kiki. You're not wrong. Probably just Omnath though. I think I need 3 of him here. He does gain life though, which is cute against aggro. Nope, not Romanian. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Vintage Jeff stream. It is kind of like a vintage stream, huh? I didn't even need my noodle that matchup. Yeah. You know what I do need? I need 1 more land, chat. 1 to 2 more lands. Of course, press a pick. Looking for an Ephemerate or Restoration Angel to pair with our Solitude here. I have Vial on 1, 2 games in a row. We beat Vial on 1 last time. Chord of Calling. It's kind of like a roundabouts way to get to what I was talking about. More expensive, though. It's a circus of value. Need to talk about some Baja mac and cheese, something like that. Okay, so they don't have a second land, so that's it's a good start for us. Put our wall into play here. You know, we talked about Charming Prince earlier as a generic card we could play. Do we want a Charming Prince as a utility card? Because if I had a Charming Prince in my deck right now, next turn I could Solitude Chord for 2, Prince the Solitude. I mean, Charming Prince is like worse than Restoration Angel with Yorion, so like that's not a reason to play it. But having a cheap way to Chord of Calling with Solitude seems ideal. It like lets our chords be Restoration Angels with Solitude. So as a miscellaneous utility to make Solitude better, it seems potentially fine. Yep. Yep. No, I'm gonna cut the Stoneforge package altogether. It's not felt reasonable. Not felt particularly powerful. It does pitch to Solitude to pinch too. You're not wrong. So this Chord of Calling is gonna fetch a Skyclave Apparition to deal with this Meddling Mage, hopefully. And then we can unlock our copies of Solitude in hand, and we just cast these as 5-mana spells. They're playing Shardless Agent? I mean, it's technically a human, but like Aether Vial my Grey Ogre into play is what's the opposite of a Circus of Value? Someone fill me in. What's the opposite of the Circus of Value? Festival of Failure. The Sewer of Spew. I like Festival of Failure and Sewer of Spew. They're both pretty decent. All right, well, we just drew this. Do I want a chord for a 2-drop? My mana's kind of being used up next turn, anyways, because of these solitudes. Prince would be good here, yeah. Yeah, I think I want one Prince. Just gonna go grab a wall, I think. Just use my mana for the turn. It's gonna gain like 5 or 6 next turn on this block. And a green mana floating. Alright, so I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so I'm unfortunately one short of draw Yorion, play Yorion next turn. We could die here, right? We're attacking for 8 currently. Lieutenant, we're dead. Strider will do it too. Yeah, you're right. I'm technically not dead on board, champ, but I can't win the game anymore. I wasn't saying I was dead because I was dead on board. I was saying the game is over because I can no longer win. An important distinction. Sure, I guess. Triome into Temple Garden. Shardless Agent confirmed good at humans. I mean, they won the game. They played it. All right, play your Aether Vial. Ooh, just a Noble Hierarch. Deal Arena. Deal Arena. Imagine if one of these Stoneforge Mystics was a land chat. And the other ones did other useful things. Maybe we'll get lucky and draw the land next turn. We haven't seen a Reflector Mage out of them yet. Maybe this Batterskull will be great. They put a bunch of sweet new cards into Modern, Bob. I wanted the chord for Kiki-Jikis. All right, here's the Shardless Agent. Get that. And chat said Aether Vial Shardless Agent wasn't a combo. You look real silly now, chat. Can only go on Forest, and this isn't a Forest, so I can't do this and put my thing into play this turn. We're gonna die because this deck's not playing enough lands. Yeah, it's definitely just like Batterskull across the fingers. Antistrider's coming in hot. Take 4 in the air. Yeah, casting your spells is busted. Especially in a deck like with especially with the amount of selection this deck has. Like, okay, better late than never. I don't think I want more must-be tapped lands in the deck. Really? Yeah, I'll take this trade. Abzan Triumph seems better than just going. Completely disagree. Being able to have our fourth color be on a Triome feels really good. I think I want second red here. Oh yeah, also, like, we're not a black deck. Like, there's no, and yeah, we're not, like, what do we need black mana for? Why would I play an Abzan Triome? Do you want to E-File? Yeah, it's probably E-File. Man, if we draw a fetch land next turn, we can go Omnath into equip Batterskull attack. Let's see if they continue naming cards in our hand or not. They should probably name Solitude here because we haven't played one yet. Okay, so they're definitely ghosting. Got it. Okay, they were ghosting and they just messed up the first game. They messed up the first game because the card, yeah, they're ghosting in bad because they messed up the, there's no way, like, there's no reason. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm so confused. Like, this, I have Stoneforge in hand, but like, they also should just name Omnath here, right? Maybe they are just ghosting in bad. Because like, Omnath's a card I want to play next turn. Like, naming Stoneforge is really bad here. I think I'm just doing this. Since we drew a non-fetch land. Just like equip this, attack you for 6. Second mage, sure. And then this one names Omnath, right? I guess it could name Skyclave Apparition, theoretically. It's naming one of these two cards. Yeah. Manu J. Cartes is in chat. Can't ghost the top of my deck. Can't ghost the top of my deck, chat. Get a little freaky kiki going on. Yeah, I forgot how much more frequently, because Magic Online is online gambling, people ghost a lot more frequently because there's real money on the line. Like, if we win this match, I make like 15 bucks or something like that. Something silly like that. But this is fine, right? I Skyclave, I Kiki my Skyclave, and we take their meddling mage. No, we're playing for 4-1, but there's still a pretty big price difference between the two. I don't know, it's like Kastan's gonna depend if I can get cards for a third deck. If they have a lieutenant here, we're gonna be in trouble. Oh, just a Thalia, that's fine. That doesn't matter. Okay, so we're getting attacked for 6 down to 9. Fetch lands our best possible draw here. And this opponent just continuing to make really bad plays here. Like, this is getting sacrificed at end of turn. There's no reason for them to attack into it. They just apparently don't understand how our cards work at all. Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, so obviously Restoration Angel would have also been a great draw here as well. So we take a Mantis Rider here. No, I think we just take their flying things here. I don't think there's any reason to hope to draw land. Nah, this is fine. We're fine, chat. Everybody calm down. They don't have great attacks here. Did you see when they attack with I didn't want to explain why their attack wasn't great, but when they attack with everything like this, I now get to Skyclave their Skyclave token, which gives me a 3/3. So like this attack is bad because of this play that was on board. And this doesn't have a token under it now. They get to go ahead and say this blocks here, this eats here, this trades here. I'm going to go ahead and jump with this. We take 3 down to 6. Calling. Ha! I actually can't cast Chord of Calling. I don't have triple green. This is on red, right? Ha! It's funny. Chat, it's fine. It's fine, chat. Oh, did I miss lethal? I think I missed lethal there, right? Or close to it. That's fine. All right, we did some things. Better Skull is okay there. I don't know. I feel like that game we probably end up in a fine spot even without the Batter Skull if I just like have another land and better utility. I feel like even after that last game, my instinct says I want to cut the Stoneforge package and see how often I missed it. So what do I want to do to this after that set? So I think we get rid of these and this. I think 3 of these is probably too many. It was fine. We can also chord for it when we need it. I think I want to lean into Solitude being insane a little bit more. I think I want this. Want another Wall of Omens. Wall of Omens, Restoration Angel. I want the last Ephemerate. I want a Charming Prince. What do I think of the mana base? I think we need another Temple Garden. There's a Prismatic Vista in this. Why is there a Prismatic Vista in this mana base? All right, chat, listen. I promise I will make sure to look at mana bases from now on before I play decks, okay? I promise to look at the mana bases. Yeah, I want a second white that we can fetch with things like Misty Rainforest, basically. All right, this is 78 cards. We're only at 29 lands. I think I want a 30th land. There are a lot of fetches in this mana base. How many fetches are we on? Can I make a new pile? I gotta like do this and like move these over. I need to think about my mana here real quick. Man, that's a lot of fetches. I guess we're on 80 cards, so the odds of you drawing the things you're looking to fetch are pretty low. And how many fetchables do we have? These aren't fetchable. We have 10. I added we are on 17 fetches to 9 fetchable lands. I guess we didn't have an issue with that either. 16 to 10 is probably fine. And if I definitely want another shock land so I can get my second white more consistently. Lotus Cobra? No, Lotus Cobra is not very good in this deck. You're not really ramping up high. Yeah, I like the idea of just having a Horizon Canopy. I think that's fine. I definitely want a 30th land. I think I want it to be another cycle land. No, the Triome was great. I don't think I get rid of the Triome. In fact, I kind of think I want to replace this Verdant with another land that fetches the Triome, if anything. We're not Abzan. Why do people keep suggesting Abzan, chat? Like, there's no black cards in my deck. There's not even like a black card. I guess you're looking at Verdant Catacomb, so you keep saying Abzan. I'm gonna cut the Verdant Catacomb so chat stops being confused. Yeah, third Arid Mesa is probably correct. I did mention Murmuring Bosk earlier, that's true, but that was a different deck. That deck played black cards in it. All right, so I've got 1 slot left. What's looking at my curve here? What's another 2 mana card I could play? Are there any other good 2 mana cards I could play? What's a last? Nah, Charming Prince isn't good enough to play multiple of. I just want 1 to chord for on occasion. It would have been nice to chord for. Auriok Champion. I don't hate that. Skyclave Cleric. Is that the land card? Actually sounds kind of hot. Yeah, I kind of wanted 2 more lands. That could be it. It's like fine against burn. I don't hate that, actually. Oh, Collector Ouphe. Do people do artifact things in this format still? People are trying with the Urza card, right? But is Collector Ouphe an effect we need? It pitches the Solitude too. I don't hate that. It's a card that pitches the Solitude as well. The food deck does the food deck doesn't sacrifice food though, right? Does it? Do they actually need to sacrifice their foods and stuff? Do they? Oh, cookbook activates. Sure, I'm in for collector. Let's do collector's last one. That sounds like a solid hit card. The Skyclave Cleric's cute. Honestly, I could see maybe we trim something else to fit Skyclave in. I don't hate that one in general. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day on this one there. So we cleaned up the mana a little bit. We added a land. We cut the Stoneforge package. We cut the Stoneforge package that felt unnecessary. I like it. I'm not convinced that going down to 2 Omnaths is correct, but again, you can search for it on occasion. I like the idea of maximizing more restoration needles and ephemerates for things like Solitude. And like, honestly, these cards are just really good with our 7 walls that draw cards and Skyclave and Seasoned Pyromancer as well. So the list is pretty trim in terms of curve as well. Would you like to see it? I think the Vantage is fine. I'll run some more numbers off stream on what the mana base looks like, but I think at a glance this seems fine. Thoughts on cutting to 60 cards and removing Yorion? Why? I can barely like. Is there a companion I can play that's better than Yorion but makes me play 100 cards? Because I'd play that companion. If there was a companion that made me play 100 cards but was more powerful than Yorion, I'd do that so we could just fit everything in. Chat, for people that don't know your Kiki court history, like I've showed up to tournaments and registered 63 main deck cards. Like getting to play 80 cards and calling it an upside because we get to play Yorion, like don't cut the Yorion from this deck, chat. That's a big stupid. Like play your 80 card deck and wear a fucking smile on your face while you do it because you get to play this big dumb bird serpent and justify what would otherwise be bad deck building decisions. I'm going to export this to a text file just in case Magic Online is quirky like it used to be. All right, let's see if we can get